Stop before you visit Stockholm. Don't make these 7 mistakes that all tourists make. From wasting money on the wrong transport to missing out on local must-dos, I'm here to save your trip. Yeah, we just got back from a 2-night break in Stockholm, and here's a few things that we learned while we were there. And if you stay till the end, I'll tell you why it isn't as expensive as you think it is. First one up is don't take cash. You really won't need it. I'm learning this more and more when I travel, but Stockholm is truly cashless. Everywhere you go there's signs saying no cash. You'll end up looking like a relic from the past, and you really don't even need it for the toilets. There's little card readers on all the public toilets. The next one up is do not take the Arlanda Express, even though it seems like they want you to. When you get off the plane, all the signs are to the Arlanda Express. Trust me, the cheapest run is £20, and that's getting expensive for what is essentially a 20-minute journey. The Arlanda Express is an amazing piece of engineering. It is really fast, but there was 3 of us. That was going to be £60 each way. Bear in mind they do bring it down a bit as a package. I think you can get a family of 3 on for about £40, which is a similar price to a taxi. Take the taxi. But if you really want to go on it, transfer from Terminal 2 to Terminal 3. You go on it for 1 stop. Yes, it only goes up to about 30 miles an hour, but you can say you've been on it. We did, just for the vlog. But what can you do instead? Well, if you buy the SL card, that works out as £20 for 3 days. You think you're getting a deal, but you're not, because there's a £12 surcharge, sorry, €12. Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? Surcharge for any of the journeys that start at the airport. There is a way around it where you get a bus to a place called, can't remember now, and then go on the metro from there. But that's a faff, and it takes you an hour and a half. By far the cheapest and most convenient way is to jump on a Flixbus. About £4.35 each way. Yes, it takes 45 minutes, but it brings you straight to the central terminal. You've got to weigh it up. £20 versus £4. What's the best? But the local metro system takes over an hour, so I would definitely stick with the Flixbus. Number 3, don't think the ABBA Museum won't get you dancing. I went for the kids thinking, yeah, I'm a rock fan, I'm not going to get into this, but trust me, it is amazing. There's all sorts of interactive exhibits, and you get your chance to be the 5th member of ABBA. But it's so well put together, and at a cost of getting in of less than £20 each, that is cheap by any attraction standards. We were there a good couple of hours. Number 4, this one mainly only applies in winter. Don't expect to see the bears at Skansen. Yep, they hibernate. It's cold enough, they will be hibernating. They did have some wolverines on display, but let's face it, I wanted bears, we didn't get bears. Seriously though, Skansen is well worth a look. It's about £18 to get in. It's an open-air museum specialising in Swedish culture. Funny that, because it's Sweden. But there's a lot of other activities there, even in the winter. It was the Sami National Day when we were there. Sami are a nomadic Nordic tribe, and we were able to try reindeer burgers. They were amazing. But also I wouldn't describe it as a full zoo, but we saw reindeer, elk, sea lions, seals, and the aquarium Nordic sea life is unbelievable. The full-length tanks were really amazing, well worth a look. Again, you can spend half a day there, even in the winter. Next up, don't pay for expensive river tours. Stockholm is a selection of islands, and there's some great ferries between them. In fact, we jumped on one because we had half an hour to kill, and it was better than standing in the cold. We literally went from the ABBA Museum into the centre of the city and back, just to get out of the cold. If you're paying for that, it's only going to cost you 45 SEK, because that's the beauty of their system. You pay so much for a trip, covers you for 75 minutes. Of course, if you want the meal experience, but pay through the nose. And the next one up is don't assume it's always freezing. We were there in winter, and yes, it was cold. I think one day it got down to -8. But it was a weird sort of cold. It wasn't as cold as the UK feels when it's 2 degrees with a bit of a breeze. So it's not uncomfortably cold even in the winter. In the summer, it's positively warm. It's a beach area. There's lots of people going to the beach. I'm definitely going to pop back and have a look in the summer. But because it is associated with cold, they know how to keep their indoors warm, not like us. And finally, don't skip fika. It's a Swedish ritual. You think, what's the difference between that and having a costa and a pastry? It's different. They take it seriously. They mean it. They just take time out for fika. The cinnamon buns are lovely, and who doesn't need a caffeine fix? So to sum that one up, skipping fika is missing Swedish culture, and that's what we all go on holiday for. Now, as promised, I'll tell you how not to spend a fortune in Sweden. Simple, just don't spend it. Seriously. I don't get how people say that a place is mega expensive. There are poor people all over the world, including in expensive places. We found getting around was reasonably priced. Let's face it, this holiday only cost us 70 quid. 30 quid for the airfare and 170 for 2 nights in the jumbo stay, which was adequate. So divide that by 3, just over £70 each. Any holiday that starts off at that price doesn't have to be expensive. I found the prices in the shops similar to central London. Did find the souvenirs to be a bit expensive. Like a lot of cities, it's not always worth taking the metro pass. We did, and I think we regretted it because we still had to pay for the Flixbus into town, but you were jumping on only a couple of metros a day. It's a very walkable city. Let's talk about food. Yes, eating out can be expensive. We went to Meatballs for the People and we dropped £160 on a meal for 3. Bear in mind that included cocktails and 2 courses. Another night we went to a place called Bastard Burgers. We had a really good meal. 3 burgers with sides, came to just under £40. With drinks, 3 people, that's not far off Wetherspoon's price, to be honest. So you cut your cloth accordingly. We only went to 2 attractions, but we did look up a few others. They were all under £20 a head. Try finding an attraction worth doing that's going to take more than a couple of hours in London for less than £20. For example, the Avicii Arena has got a glass ball that travels over the top. That's only £13. It's not as expensive as you think, but it can be. So anyway, that's my rundown of 7 things not to do in Stockholm. As with many other places, there's probably 25 things you should do. I guarantee I've missed some. Have you been? What did you enjoy the best? Drop us a comment below and keep on watching for more content. Thanks for watching.